Today we are having burgers because it's a nice sunny day here in Spain on lockdown. Day 14 of lockdown or something, 15. Anyway, so in our family we've got a lot of diets. My son's hypoglycemic, I'm a vegan, so it makes food quite difficult, but mainly with hypoglycemia the last 4 years we've been perfecting diets, and he's only 7. So today I'm going to make a quinoa salad. This is just a basic quinoa that we bought at the local shop. There are 2 or 3 different types of quinoas. There's the red, there's this white, red and black. I normally like to have a mix, but not going to happen today. You always need to wash your quinoa first. I'm going to do 2 cups of quinoa. It's quite easy to make. I'm not a chef, I'm a housewife. So 2 cups of quinoa, and then you need 4 cups of liquid. You want to rinse it, make sure it's all got wet, because quinoa is quite tricky. It's almost like couscous, it's tiny, tiny. Now not all kids like quinoa, I know that, but this is a great slow release carbohydrate. So it's great for hypoglycemic and diabetic people because it's slow release. And it will just keep you going throughout the day. Because our son, obviously being 7, he loves all food that kids love, you know, and he can't eat these things. So to be able to have a burger, it's not enough to just have whole grain bread. So I always use stock with my quinoa, because, to be honest, it doesn't taste very good without it. They say 2 cups of liquid for every cup of quinoa. Now I would suggest, because I've used 2 cups of quinoa, I'm going to put 3.5 liquid. I'm not going to put in 4 because it tends to be too much. And then you pop the lid on. Don't need to add any salt because it's in stock. I'm obviously using vegetable stock. Vegan friendly from McDonald's. And that's that. And then you just pop the lid on, bring it to the boil, and then you turn it down to a slow heat and wait for it to cook until all the liquid's gone. It's that simple. That's how easy it is to make quinoa. And in the meantime, you can prep all your fruit and veg. So it's good to use vegetables and fruit. Well, it's good to use vegetables that your children like. So my kids like tomatoes and they like cucumber. Most kids will eat cucumber nowadays. And tomatoes. So you can just make it that simple. Just put cucumber and tomatoes, and if they don't like tomatoes, don't put them in. Just use corn, peas, anything like that. I'm also going to be adding some chickpeas to this one because they're also slow release and it adds a little bit of extra protein. And we're going to put an avocado in. Right, so that's going to take a while. And while that, it's difficult enough having to live with something like hypoglycemia and trying to get the food right. When we first got diagnosed, it was like, oh, so you just need to look after him with a diet. Okay, how do we do that? Oh, you just slow release carbohydrates. Okay, great. But there's no information anywhere that helps you, especially when your son is 2. It was 2.5 when we first started knowing that there's definitely something was up. So it's taken us a while, and we just literally run his day to day with his diet, and we keep it on an even keel. We're very lucky. He hardly ever has any episodes. I mean, like ever. He has when he goes low, it affects him for weeks afterwards. Because there's been times I had to take them out of the dinner hall at school because the diet just wasn't right, and I'd have to feed him the minute I picked him up, and he'd eat at 2 and I'd pick him up at 3:30 and I'd have to feed him again straight away because whatever he's had, he's burnt off in the half an hour that they run around. So While I wait for my quinoa, I've already done my cucumber and my tomatoes, and now I'm going to add some sweet corn. I will cut the avocado afterwards and add it in last so it doesn't go brown. But yeah, and it's really simple. Simple, I can't say the word. A compliment. Carrot works well. I'm keeping it simple today because I want them to eat it. There. So you're only allowed to stir it once. It's the simplest thing in the world. You stir it once it's come to the boil, give it a stir, stick the lid on, bring it down to 3 or 4, so really low, and then just wait for it to absorb all the liquid. And it's done. It's great, really, really, it's a good substitute for the likes of rice and stuff like that as well, because it's so much slower. We like to cook a lot with rice. But we need something, with burgers we just always need some kind of carb, because we can't do chips really, they're not good for him. So yeah, like I said, there's lots of different diets in this house. I found these I didn't find these, Liz found these for me in Lidl's Next Level Vegan Burgers. So I'm going to give them a go, because I can't be bothered to make my own today, but I will make my own. He's having a Black Angus burger that's on discount. And the kids absolutely love these. These are turkey and spinach burgers, which are their absolute favourite, and it's great because it's getting some spinach in. I'm not really into the whole meat thing, but everyone's got what they want, and it's one meal that's going to cover everyone's needs, we hope. These we're doing on the barbecue, so we're going to take these and go on outside.
Barbecue. I better start heating the barbecue.
Yeah. Okay, so now all the liquid has gone. The quinoa is dry at the bottom, so we turn the hob off, move it around a bit. Like you see, it's still quite fluffy, even though I only used 3.5 cups of water. Now I'm going to let it cool down before I mix it in with my salad. I'm not mixing it all in with it either, so I'll probably separate off a little bit so it can start cooling down. And then I've got quinoa for later, no matter what any sauce or anything I'm making, because it will keep in the fridge for a couple of days. Doesn't keep for long, it sprouts, you see. But we'll use that later, because we're on lockdown and that's what you're doing. Using all the food you cook. That should be enough to get that done. It looks much nicer when you're using the 3-coloured quinoa. Gives the salad a bit of an edge. Do you love avocados? We're all going to be fine as long as all our avocado farmers get to keep going to water their farms. This is a little trick I learned in Australia when we visited, because they like their avocados too. So, dice it all up. Yeah, you don't want the quinoa to be boiling hot when you mix it in with all these cold ingredients. Obviously it will shock it, make it cool down quickly, but it also will slightly cook what you've got in there, so it's best just to wait. There we go. The burgers are coming on nicely outside. Obviously you have to have very clean hands, which we all have at the moment, because we're washing our hands constantly, even though we haven't left the house for I've only left the house once since lockdown. We've got loads and loads of supplies, so there is no need to go anywhere. Yeah, so I like lemon on mine, but he doesn't like lemon, so put a bit of olive oil on it. You can put a bit of vinegar on it as well, or make your own dressing. Now I'm going to go and find the burgers and set out the plates. Oh, to be honest, I haven't had quinoa for a while. Really, really lovely. Burgers are ready. This is cooled down a little bit. Still quite steamy, as you can see, but everyone's ready to eat, so can't wait any longer. And then just toss it as you would a normal salad. If you use slightly less liquid, then it won't be so stuck together, and it's done. So there we go, there's the quinoa salad. I'm going to add a couple of chickpeas, just because in this family we really like chickpeas. It's definitely something you want to be having in a lot of your diets. It's very, very slow release. Some people just don't like them. They're easy on the tummy as well compared to other legumes. So I just got a handful of chickpeas, can put them in. These are pre-cooked ones out of a jar. I do use dry ones as well, but for things like salads and stuff, that's really easy. And now we're gonna sort that out. And we've got our burger. Put a tomato on the top. My piece of lettuce. And my salad. And we're good to go. So that is your finished quinoa salad. Just season it now as you wish. So salt, pepper, I might put a little bit more sweet corn. Salt, pepper, olive oil, lemon, however you like. And it's done. I'm going to be making a few of these videos. Hopefully you've liked it. If you do, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. As we're in lockdown, and in Spain we don't know how long it's going to last, I'm going to be trying to record as many of these dishes that I do that suit both myself and my son's various health issues that we address fixing it with food.